if you take the criticism, you gotta take it because you gotta believe it, okay? We have a guy here, Alfie Oakes, that put his life, his money, his business on the line for us, and we have a president doing the same thing. So I'd like to introduce Alfie Oakes.
Really sincerely thank everyone for coming out today. The support of our fallen officers, all our officers in general, what's happened in our country here lately, where they're defunding police, it's total insanity. I'm really so proud, actually, because of our law enforcement is the reason that I can stand here and come out and talk some common sense. You know, I've said it a few times, if we were in California or you know, New York, the place would have been burned down already. There'd be nowhere to because there's no law enforcement. So we're so happy to be standing behind the law enforcement and standing for our, you know, our First Amendment rights and civil liberties and all that we know that is right. I've been blessed to live the American dream, and I want that to continue for the next generations to come, for our children and our grandchildren. And I just want to thank you for coming out and supporting our store and supporting all of the great conservatives that are running this next election. Thank everyone so much.
Thank you, Alfie, for putting this together so quickly on such short notice. And thank you, Mike, and the fallen officers for calling attention to an absolutely critical issue that's facing our country right now. The attempts at lawlessness and defunding and disrespecting our law enforcement and police officers. This is absolutely insane. Now, I'm sorry I couldn't go for your ride this morning. I would have loved to, but I'm happy to see the solidarity and support for this very important cause. Every morning, when our police officers get up and go to work and kiss their children and their wives, they don't know if they're coming home. And they aren't doing it for money. They're not doing it for anything except for their belief in what's right and what's wrong and for service to their community. And I will always back them 100%. I'm running for Congress, and I'm fortunate to have the endorsement of the retired New York and New Jersey police and firefighters. And as your congressman, I will never, ever back down to any attempts to defund or to disrespect law enforcement. You can count on that 100%.
Thank you for being here to support our men and women in law enforcement. This is such a good turnout and so amazing to see. My name is Dane Eagle. I am the Republican Majority Leader in the Florida House of Representatives. Thank God we have a Republican majority in Florida. I come from a law enforcement family. My mother-in-law is the former police chief of Kissimmee. My father-in-law is a former deputy of Osceola County. My first cousin is a former deputy chief in Ferguson. Do you all remember Ferguson? Do you remember the riots in Ferguson, 2014 and beyond? Because listen, these riots, I don't think they're organic. This is systematic Marxism. We're seeing it again and again and again. And by the way, it seems to happen during election season. I believe there are people that are pure in intention who want to stand for justice, but there are people who hijack that. Anarchy, Marxism. You are seeing it through Black Lives Matter, through Antifa, you name it. They want anarchy, they want to take over our country. We cannot let that happen. We must stand with our men and women in law enforcement, and we must stand for law and order. He is now a boat captain in Southwest Florida because he feared for his life and his family's life. We cannot have that. We need to make sure that we are defending our men and women in law enforcement, not making them the enemy. We need to stand with them so that they know their families and they are protected. We need to do that through good, sound policy and sending good leaders to do that. Now, you have a choice to make on August 18th. I'm not going to get into that because the bigger choice we have to make is on November 3rd. We have a choice between anarchy and law and order. We have a choice between Biden and President Donald J. Trump. We need to make sure that we come out to the polls in droves, and we need to stand for our men and women in law enforcement. We need to stand for law and order. We need to stand for border security. We need to stand for our military. We need to stand for God and country. And we need to stand for our president, Donald J. Trump.
Thank you mostly for being here and honoring the lives of those who have given the most. You know, the scripture says, no greater love hath a man that he would lay down his life for a friend. And that's what our law enforcement does on a daily basis. My son is a federal law enforcement agent, so I know firsthand. He was in the Army, he went to Afghanistan and Iraq. He's a decorated veteran now. But he loves this country so much that he put his life on the line, as all of you have done, and many have fallen in this process. This isn't politics. This is about what makes America great. This is the people that know that they are serving something bigger than themselves, something that will have a lasting effect, that will pass on the heritage of the liberty and justice for our children and our grandchildren. So I just want to say thank you so much for being here today, supporting our law enforcement, getting behind them so they know that they aren't an island, that we are behind them 100%. Thank you.
Hi friends, I am Christy McLaughlin. Obviously this is not about a campaigning event today. This isn't even a solemn occasion. This is not a solemn occasion for our fallen officers. This is a celebration. That we are all together here celebrating their lives. And we're celebrating the fact that we want to defend our men and women in blue. So I'm not going to give a lengthy speech. This is simply about America.
My name is Drew Montez Clark, and I'm actually running for state Congress for the state in Tallahassee. And make no mistake, we are at war for the soul of this country, and I truly believe that. I was raised with the notion that I cannot have a problem, think about a problem, see a problem, without figuring out what my role is in the solution. Right now, my role is to stand here, elbow to elbow, shoulder to shoulder, with all of you all as we honor those who are fallen, our fallen police officers, as we honor this great country, as we honor our flag, and as we honor the Constitution. Now is the time for us to stand up, because nothing makes me more sick than to see elected officials not standing behind those who put their lives on the lines every day. And as I've heard said, walk that fine line between good and evil. Nothing makes me sicker. So it is our opportunity now to make sure that we put strong, objective leadership in place that will not bow to a mob, that will stand behind law enforcement officers, that will honor this flag and honor this Constitution. And I hope you see me to be one of those to represent you in Tallahassee.
Who would ever think that Alfie Oaks would create a place in Carlin County that seems to me to be the Trump headquarters? Okay? And the best patriotic place you could imagine. My name is Joanne DiBartolo. I ran Donald Trump's campaign in 2016. I was as Carlin County chairwoman. I also was a representative for DeSantis for his campaign. I now have the Patriots for Trump Club. It's the third largest Trump club in all of Florida. We meet here once a month. The next one will be on the 4th from 5 to 7:30. And I'm running right now for State Committee Woman. That is a position on the county board. We're trying to bring the board to make it more conservative, more for our president, and to be more effective.
Good afternoon. My name is Jim Levins. I'm running for Lee County Sheriff. I want to thank fallen officers for inviting us here to this wonderful event. My wife and I were honored to ride today with you guys and gals this morning. Don't want to make this a political thing, but if I didn't take 30 seconds, my campaign manager would disown me. Jim Levins, running for sheriff. I'm recently retired from the Lee County Sheriff's Office, where I retired Patrol Division as a major.